The digital library that I will be taking you on a tour of is the American Craft Council Digital Collections. Digital library can be accessed by going to the American Craft Council's website, which is craftcouncil.org. On the American Craft Council website, we can see that their mission and vision is to foster livelihoods and ways of living grounded in the artful work of the human hand, creating a more joyful, humane, and regenerative world. They do this by sharing stories and amplifying voices through their magazine, creating marketplace events, creating space for dialogue and action, and also by awards and their research library. The library can be accessed on the main navigation under the library and by clicking on the library. To access the digital libraries, you go to search the digital collections. This will open up a new tab. So the ACC Library and Archives digital collections state that they are open access, so anyone can use it. They even offer online video tutorials for anyone who wants assistance searching and downloading. However, the video tutorials were published nearly 10 years ago, over 10 years ago. So how the digital library looked back then has completely changed. So this might confuse people if they decide to start here before actually navigating through the digital library themselves. They also have a chat with a librarian button here, which remains in the same spot throughout the digital library as one navigates it. It'll move along with the page. They also offer reference services through this chat or by the phone or email. There is a simple search bar, but users also have the option of doing an advanced search. In the advanced search, they can search by collections, which are all by default selected, or they can enter a search term and search through certain fields, which include things like title, subject, description, creator, which are all Dublin Core metadata elements. So they can type in their search term here, narrow it down by all of the words, any of the words, except phrase or none of the words. And they can also add a row and a Boolean term and continue on if they want to narrow it further. Back on the homepage of the digital collections, they have 12 featured collections here, such as their exhibits by year, their newsletter collection, and artists and their works, among other options. At the bottom, there is a browse option, which once clicked, you're taken to a page where all of the collections by default are selected, and it shows that they have over 25,000 records. They state, the American Craft Council state that these records are unique images, documents, and medium, and some of the types are image and text, letter, and moving images, among other options. On the homepage, if you were to select a collection to search by, they will have a little description, and they will also note if they were granted any money to digitize the items or materials in the collection. So this one was made possible by the National Endowment for the Arts. They have also received grants from the Institute for Museum and Library Services and the Minnesota Digital Library, who they also contribute content to for their digital library. They also do fundraising to raise money to continue digitizing their collection. Back on the American Craft Council website, under the library navigation part, there is a support the library option where they have different options you can select from, or you can add in your own amount, and it tells you all that you receive for the amount. It does not state how they use the money or what they put the money, what is prioritized. They have mentioned that they hope to digitize more of their offerings. Their library collection development is also available on the website. It appears that the librarian is the only person who maintains and decides what goes into the library. The mission of the library is to cultivate and preserve resources in support of the greater organizational mission to connect and galvanize diverse craft communities and tradition to advance craft's impact in contemporary American life. They mention their collection development policy is very detailed. And they mention here for digitized materials that the primary, they prioritize materials that have high demand for access. They also take into consideration copyright and value to the community for deciding what they want to digitize. So in the future, they may focus on items owned that are explicitly owned by the ACC to include in their digital library.